Anyway, our goal is to increase awareness of and interest in the field of gerontology by providing networking and educational opportunities, as well as scholarships to Hawaii's workforce and other interested parties, and otherwise to support the creation of needed policies and programs that will enhance the quality and number of age-friendly services to our kupuna in Hawaii. HPGS was co-founded by Dr. Tony Lenzer, a gerontology pioneer whose work continues to inspire us. As a lifelong educator, Dr. Lenzer believed that emphasis needed to be on the students who are interested in the gerontology field, especially in Hawaii, where kupuna are highly revered by their family and community. Because of his passion for education, HPGS offers 2 scholarships in his name to dedicated students in the gerontology field. We also offer other scholarships. Last year, because of generous donations, we were able to offer 5 $2,500 scholarships to nursing and social worker students and other students in the medical field. We were also able to offer 10 $750 scholarships to elder care worker training the $750 elder working training scholarships to caregivers wishing to advance their studies. HPGS also received a grant from the Hawaii Community Foundation that enabled us to offer 5 additional $2,500 scholarships to nursing students. The scholarship recipients are our next generation of gerontology professionals, so we revere them. We have a message from one of the scholarship recipients. Her name is Nargis Sultana.
Aloha, my name is Nargis Sultana, and I am a PhD student in public health at UH Manoa. I am deeply thankful to the Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society for selecting me as one of the recipients of the 2023 Tony Lenzer Scholarship. This scholarship has been a tremendous encouragement in continuing my research in the field of gerontology. As a PhD student, my current research interests lie in improving accessibility to urban features for older adults. This award comes at a time when I'm writing my proposed dissertation proposal. It gives me the peace of mind that I have funding to expand my field research, which is with the aging community here in Honolulu. I plan to continue my research in improving urban design to ensure age-friendly urban environment with equitable access to all urban features for the aging community. So, wish me luck.
Thank you. That was amazing. So each year for this annual fundraiser, HPGS chooses someone who has dedicated his time and efforts and heart and soul to help improve the lives of our kupuna and their caregivers. This year, HPGS is honored to present Mr. Gary Simon for his many years of being an advocate for Hawaii's kupuna. Gary. I know we all know who Gary is, that's why we're here, but I want to read his bio because some of you may not know all of his accomplishments. So he was born in Honolulu, and he's a proud graduate of the 1978 class at Lewis High School. He received his Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from the University of Hawaii, Manoa, and says he learned how to reason and how to think rationally as well as sensibly. To graduate with a degree in chemistry, you'd have to think that way. More significantly, the degree taught Gary how to talk freely and to consider and try different avenues and methods to realize a desired outcome or solution. Before retiring in 2019, Gary was the Director of Corporate Affairs and Advocacy at the St. Francis Healthcare System, was previously Executive Director of St. Francis Hospice and Program Director for St. Francis Health Services for Senior Citizens. As a volunteer, he serves on the boards of the ARC in Hawaii, the Hawaii Family Caregiver Coalition, and Kokua Council. He also serves multiple terms on the State of Hawaii Policy Advisory Board for Elder Affairs and was a member of the statewide task force on Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. So fast forward to 2023, where Gary is now the state president of AARP Hawaii and also the chair of the AARP Hawaii Executive Council, a volunteer leadership committee that helps set AARP Hawaii's state agenda and programs. He says, the most pleasurable and nourishing aspects about my position with AARP is cultivating connections with others, learning about their lives, their culture and values, as well as their work, while partnering with them and their agencies to build energy, momentum, and change towards a community in which all bloom and flourish. So, Gary, I want to thank you personally for allowing us to do this for you, to celebrate for everything you do for everybody else. To begin our program, I'd like to introduce Senator Sharon Moriwaki, who convenes the Kapuna Caucus and has done much to support Kapuna issues in Hawaii. Senator Moriwaki. I'm sorry, Senator. Okay, we'll go to the next person. I'm sorry, Senator hasn't gotten on yet. I would like to introduce Kaylee Lopez, who's the State Director of AARP.
On behalf of AARP Hawaii, I want to say thank you and congratulations to Gary Simon for his many years of being a selfless advocate for Hawaii's kupuna. He is certainly deserving to be honored for his professional achievements and extensive volunteer service. Gary serves on numerous boards and committees and is the volunteer state president of AARP Hawaii. He is out front for us and leads the charge as we fight for policies and issues that help people live the life they choose as they age. Gary testifies at the legislature to support family caregivers, to create more affordable housing, and improve long-term care in Hawaii. Under his watch, the Hawaii Retirement Savings Bill finally passed after a 7-year battle. The new law will give up to 170,000 Hawaii workers access to payroll savings at work. Gary also supported AARP's effort to eliminate age bias in Hawaii's initial crisis standards of care plan. When Gary's not at the legislature, he's at AARP events and community service projects across the state. He goes out of his way to support AARP activities, meet new volunteers, and is always available to speak at events. During the pandemic, Gary worked with AARP and others to develop COVID protocols for Hawaii's 1,600 adult residential care and foster care homes. These are just a few examples of Gary's leadership and contributions. AARP joins all of you in honoring Gary Simon. Let's let him know how much we appreciate his service.
Thank you. I'd like to call on Greg Masakian now, please. Greg, are you there?
Can I just ask everybody who's going to speak in Zoom if you can turn on your video before you speak?
Greg Masakian, are you on the Zoom call? Are you reading his message?
Yeah.
What does it say?
I will
There you go, Greg.
There we go. Okay, can you hear me? that working?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, that was just a little hiccup that we weren't able to actually unmute or change our video setting. So I'll make my statement brief. Appreciate the time to be here this evening, and I thank you for hosting this, Kathy. Um, I joined the Kukua Council last spring and have participated in many Zoom meetings with Gary since then. I noticed that Gary was quieter and more reserved than others on the board, and sometimes he appeared to be very deep in thought. The first time I met him in person was in May of this year at the state capitol. And that was for a Kukua Council meeting to discuss the 2023 legislative session. When he walked into the room and greeted Miley and I, he had the brightest smile and the warmest greeting. Since last spring, I've learned more about Gary's background and his accomplishments, which I've learned are many, and I'm learning more probably this evening. In life, I've learned that it's often the quiet ones who contribute the most to society, and this is surely my takeaway with Gary. I am glad to have joined a group of caring people at the Kukua Council and glad to know Gary and to know that he continues to help others in many different ways. Mahalo, Gary, and this is your night. I appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Next, we have Father John Tomoso from Maui.
Aloha mai kako. This is Hau'oli Tomoso, videoing in from Kahului, Maui, to give this tribute to my friend and brother, Gary Simon, who we're honoring. And I want you to know that I join all my, with all your aloha and appreciation for who he is, not only as a fine person, but also as a consummate advocate for aging in our midst. I wish you well, Gary. So unfortunately I can't be there, but I do want to send this and know that I am with you now with the rest of the people there in spirit and in truth. Okay. Aloha. Aloha iho. Aloha iho nei. Hui ho.
Senator Moriwaki has joined us, and Senator, I'd like to go ahead and call on you, please.
Sorry I'm late. I keep rushing from another meeting, but I could not miss this opportunity, Gary. Aloha, everyone, and greetings to all, and congratulations to Gary as the 2023 Outstanding Advocate for Hawaii's kupuna. I'm honored to present the certificate that Kathy has from the 32nd Legislature, recognizing Gary's outstanding career and exemplary service to our kupuna. The certificate outlines Gary's outstanding work throughout his professional career and as a volunteer. And I want to highlight just a few achievements of his advocacy. At the legislature, citizen participation and persistence are key to successful passage of bills. And Gary, at the helm of the AARP Hawaii, advocated for important bills with far-reaching impact for our kupuna, supporting family caregivers, decreasing prescription drug prices, protecting kupuna from financial scams, improving traffic safety, and creating the hardest one and the longest one that actually came to fruition is creating the Hawaii Retirement Savings Program to give financial security to private sector employees who don't have access to employer-sponsored retirement programs. Those who have worked with or have been served by Gary, whether it be the Hawaii Family Caregivers Coalition, the Kukua Council, the state's Policy Advisory Board for Elderly Affairs, or AARP, know that his style of leadership, collaboration, and mostly his commitment to serve are what makes Gary so effective and so deserving of this award as the outstanding advocate for Hawaii's kupuna. Congratulations. Mahalo for all you've done, Gary. Aloha.
Thank you, Senator. Gary, that's a very nice certificate. You can't read it, but we'll read it later.
It
Okay,
says
I'd like-
everything that you've done, and not all of it, but most of it. Thank you. Mahalo.
Thank you. I'd like to call on Peggy Perkinson, please.
Aloha, Paul. Aloha, Gary. Greetings from St. Louis, Missouri. I have to apologize for my face. I just I had a bad fall a couple of nights ago, and I'm still recovering from that. So if you're wondering why I look the way I do, that's why. But anyway, Gary, congratulations. I mean, this is such a delight to hear all that you've done. You've made so many contributions to older adults in Hawaii, and it's been a great joy to serve on various committees with you. I agree totally with what was said before, that you have a very quiet style, but it's strong and substantial. You always have, whatever you say is always like worth listening to. So I really treasure and value your friendship and being a colleague with you, and you deserve this honor so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Peggy. Next, we'll hear from Tani Kagesa.
Gary Simon has touched the lives of so many people, probably millions, both directly and indirectly. He has such a servant heart, compassion for others, expertise in the field, genuine humility, and out of this world generosity. He freely shares his knowledge, his time, his connections, his finances, and his life with others. I have been so blessed to know Gary and to be a recipient of his wise guidance and steadfast support. Gary deserves all the honor and recognition at today's special event, although he's probably just humbly trying to avoid the spotlight. But really, lives are changed because of you, Gary. Well done. You've faithfully spread so much good into the world and brought the good out of others too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations!
Thank you. I'd like to call on Kurt Kiryu. I'm sorry? Kurt, can you turn off your video?
Kurt, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a video?
Yep, I can start it.
Go ahead, Kurt.
All right. So for me, it's a blessing to know Gary. I've known him for several years, serving on different committees and boards and attending meetings and everything else. But one thing, and I think everyone here that's attending is very busy within this aging community and serving. One thing about Gary is, regardless of how busy he is, when I text him or reach out to him, he makes time. I think that's one of the key things that I admire about Gary is that, I mean, he's as busy as all of us are, but I'll text him, hey, Gary, do you have a couple of minutes? Sure. Boom. We connect, we discuss things. You know, it's been a pleasure. We've been serving on the Arc of Hawaii for a couple of years. That's been a blessing. And the things that he does, he doesn't really say anything or ask for a recognition. And I think that's one of the reasons I think it's a blessing for everyone that connects with him, is that he always puts others ahead of himself. And so I think that's part of the reason he is and can and continue will be is a great mentor for those just coming out, starting within this field and, you know, reconnecting with others. He's very open, very giving, and he listens a lot, because usually when we meet and discuss, I'm usually the one talking. But yeah, it's an honor to be here and to have a chance to give the thanks in public to his colleagues here tonight. Gary, congratulations. Look forward to continuing for many more years. I mean, who needs to retire, right? Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Kathy, and everyone here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Lila Moore from the Kokua Council. Okay. We're going to skip Lila just right now, and we're going to go to Savi Makalena. Savi, are you on? There you are.
Yeah, I think I just unmuted.
You're on.
Great, awesome. Hi, congratulations, Gary. I don't have to tell you how amazing you are. I'm so honored to know you. When I started Give Me a Break, really out of the depression of caregiving, gave birth to Give Me a Break, and we had our very first big fundraiser. And I don't know if you know this, but we really didn't think anyone was going to show up. We didn't know what to do. We were just beside ourselves. And we sold our very first table, and it was to you. And so if it weren't for you, I think we would have canceled the whole thing. But thank you so much. And that kind of support has continued on throughout. You've been to just about every single one of our events, every single one of our presentations, and you've been so supported. You even came to one of our first pamper sessions that we did at the Vai Collective. I don't know if you remember, but I think that's when we got you in a massage chair and some aromatherapy, and it was a wonderful time to have that kind of support. And you've been a constant mentor to me, and I don't have a lot of mentors in my life, and I really consider you not just, you know, someone who's very dear to my heart, but also someone that I'm constantly learning from and so honored to learn from. We recently took the advocacy course that you did. Of course, you did twist my arm too to get onto the board of the Hawaii Family Caregiver Coalition, which I gladly serve on, and I'm so happy to know all of the ones on the board and see what we're doing as far as advocacy is concerned. And so honored to be able to put into practice what I'm learning. Just recently coming back from Washington, D.C., that I went with Kathy, and wow, what a life-changing experience to go to the summit for caregiving and the national summit, and to be able to talk with senators and legislatures and really see how things are moving along and how important it is to advocate for caregivers. And you taught me that. And so I'm so honored to know you, and you're so dear to my heart. And I am so looking forward to all of the wonderful things we're going to continue to do to support not just caregivers, but those they care for as well. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. And like I said, I'm just glad to know I can call someone like you not only a friend, but someone that I can look up to and learn from. So mahalo and congratulations, Gary. I'm trying not to cry.
Thank you, Savvy.
Okay. Next, I'll call on Jenny Mayahara. Jenny, are you with us?
I am. Hi. Hi, Gary. Gary, congratulations. It's such an honor and blessing to know you. I'm so happy that our paths crossed. You have profoundly impacted so many lives, including mine. I admire so many traits about you, including your immense generosity, which is unique and rare. I'm grateful for our friendship. I love your humor, hearing your stories, and I love learning new things about you. I appreciate all of the wisdom and advice that you instill in me. Congratulations on your award and being honored tonight. It's so very well deserved. And thank you for all you do for Hawaii's kupuna. Bye.
Thank you. Shall we go back to Lila Moore, please?
Aloha, I'm Lila Moore with Kokua Council. Aloha, Gary. Congratulations on the well-deserved recognition from the Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society. You're well known for your willingness to assist and volunteer, and you're an exceptional advocate for kupuna. Kokua Council joins HPGS to honor you as an outstanding member of our society. Mahalo for being a warm, wise, and unpretentious Kokua Council director, moving us forward to a better future. Aloha. Congratulations.
Okay, next we have Christy Nishita and Lindsay Illigan.
Hi, I'm Christy Nishita, Director of the UH Center on Aging and co-coordinator for the Kupuna Collective.
Aloha, I'm Lindsay Illigan, Kupuna Program Manager at the Hawaii Public Health Institute and co-coordinator for the Kupuna Collective. I am deeply honored and privileged to congratulate Gary Simon as this year's HPGS honoree. It is with great joy and admiration that we recognize Gary's outstanding contributions to the field of gerontology and the impact he has made on our community.
Gerontology is a field that requires a special blend of compassion, dedication, and expertise. Gary has not only excelled in these areas, but has gone above and beyond in his service to our community. His tireless efforts and dedication have left an indelible mark on the lives of many, and today we celebrate his achievements.
For decades, Gary has been a champion for kupuna and caregivers, advocating for their rights, well-being, and quality of life, whether through his roles as AARP State President, board member of the Hawaii Family Caregiver Coalition, or at St. Francis Hospice and Healthcare System. His commitment to Hawaii's kupuna has been unwavering, and his leadership has been instrumental in shaping the gerontology landscape in our state.
He is also a strong supporter of the Kupuna Collective and HPGS and mentors tomorrow's gerontology leaders. But it's not just his professional achievements that we celebrate today. It's also Gary's warmth, kindness, and genuine concern for the well-being of others that have endeared him to so many. He has shown unwavering support to Lindsay and I in all our endeavors. He embodies the spirit of aloha, extending a helping hand and a listening ear to those in need.
As we honor Gary today, let us not only celebrate his past achievements, but also look to the future with hope and optimism. His dedication to gerontology serves as an inspiration for all of us, reminding us of the importance of embracing and supporting our aging population. We are so grateful for your remarkable contributions to our community. Your work is a testament to the power of compassion and dedication in making Hawaii a better place.
Congratulations, Gary Simon, the 2023 Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society honoree.
Thank you. Next, we have Kitty Woe.
Thank you for the opportunity to say a few words about my good friend Gary. I was introduced to Gary Simone more than 20 years ago when he was the executive director of St. Francis Hospice, and I was a volunteer for the St. Francis Hospice EBA. I liked him right away. He was witty, self-effacing, and kind. Gary went on to become the Director of Corporate Affairs and Advocacy while also serving as Program Director for St. Francis Healthcare Services. On one occasion, referring to his fancy titles, I remember asking him, "What does all of that entail?" Without hesitation, Gary said, "I basically do what the Sisters of St. Francis tell me to do." We shared a laugh, and as our friendship grew, I found him to be a very deep and thoughtful person who cares about doing what is right for others. It stands to reason that he has long been an advocate for kupuna and has been invited to serve on numerous boards, coalitions, and councils. Today, I have the good fortune of a continued relationship and friendship with Gary through Punahou School, where I'm a board member and support fundraising, and where Gary and his wife Akemi and mother-in-law Emmy have made gifts for more than 20 years to support education and their son's alma mater. Gary disclosed in a recent interview when asked what inspires he and his family to give, to which he responded, "Giving is a part of our personal mission. We give for a better community, and we are blessed and happy for the opportunity to contribute to the success of others." As volunteer state president of AARP Hawaii, and now recognized by the Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society, I know Gary continues to give generously of his resources, time, and expertise. We're all blessed, Gary, that you have made it your mission to make our community better. Congratulations and mahalo nui loa.
Okay, Barbara Service, would you like to talk now?
I can't turn the video on, but that's fine. I just like, oh, it is? Oh. Huh. Anyway, I've known Gary for about 8 years. I met him through PABIA. But when I started attending meetings there, I think he was the chair at the time and has been the chair off and on since, and also chair of the legislative committee, which I'm now the chair of. The couple of things that came up earlier and when people talked, when Greg mentioned, when you see him on a Zoom call, he seems to be deep in thought, but then all of a sudden pearls of wisdom fall out of his mouth. And you know he's really paying attention, really giving deep consideration to what's being said. The other thing I really like about Gary is when you ask questions, when I ask him questions following Zoom conferences or meetings, things that I don't remember or don't understand, he responds to me almost as soon as I've sent the email. So that's really very helpful to me in understanding, very responsive. I think Kurt Curry addressed that. Gary is dedicated to senior citizens and helping people. And I don't know what else I can say. He's just an all-around great guy. He's my go-to guy. I love you, Gary. Mahalo.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thanks, Barbara. I believe I saw Kathy Jaycox join us. Can we call on Kathy?
Yeah, sure. Gary, I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm staying up now. It's after 11 o'clock in Chicago. That's a biggie for me. There's not much I can say that hasn't already been said by everybody else. I had emailed Kathy earlier about the fact that my first contact with you was when you were with St. Francis Hospice. And my uncle was a patient in St. Francis Hospice. And I was just so impressed by you and, just felt like you were such a help to family members of folks in hospice. And then with the Caregiver Coalition, when FACE was trying to get that bill passed for family caregivers, I think the fact that you invited us to speak at your annual meeting really made a difference to get that law passed. And then, of course, with AARP, there are no words. You just are incredible. Look at me, I'm crying. So anyway, congratulations to you. This is a well-deserved honor. Thanks.
Thanks for staying up, Kathy.
That's great. Next, we'll hear from Rick Tabor.
I've been very blessed through the past several years to be doing many things with Gary Simon, my brother in arms. There's many brothers in arms with Gary because he's so active in so many things. From St. Francis days and all that he did there, to the Caregivers Society, to the AARP, FACE Action, Long-Term Care, PABIA, you name it. Gary's done it, Kukua Council, and now we at HPGS, Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society, are honoring the one and only Gary Simon for our scholarship fundraiser. The perfect person to actually honor. We hope things continue to go well for Gary. We truly appreciate all of his accomplishments through the years, and I'm just quickly saying aloha, nui, loa, and mahalo, Gary, for all you've done, all you continue to do, and wish you all but the best in the future. All right, take care. Aloha.
Okay, I'd like to introduce Audrey Suga Nakagawa.
Aloha. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry my view is not very good, but I just want to congratulate Gary Simon. I have known him for many, many years throughout the time we spent together on PABIA, and then, of course, with the Family Caregiver Coalition, and, of course, our fearless leader at AARP as our state president. And it's such a joy to always work with him. I always cherish and I really appreciate his very thoughtful advice and wisdom and just incredible experience in working with our legislature and advocating on very important issues. So mahalo and congratulations, Gary, for all that you do and will continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey.
Next, we'll hear from Norma Cobb.
Gary, it's hard to not say your name and not smile. This is because you have a way about you, a welcoming spirit of respect, kindness, and generosity. I'm sure teaching chemistry, math, and physics as a Peace Corps volunteer in Sierra Leone helped to shape your view of the world around us. Let's see, we've known each other since 1990, 30 some years ago, when our paths crossed at St. Francis. We saw it evolve from a medical center on Liliha Street to an entire health system. I'd like to think our work together helped to build it with those we were fortunate to work with, our mutual friends to this day. When you've served in hospice programs as long as you have, there's little chance of taking anything for granted. Even when we meet up, Gary, you always are in the here and the now, giving full respect to the present. While healthcare has changed and continues to change, there are a few things that remain constant and consistent, like your love of Hawaii and its people, showing aloha from within, not just an external gesture. When ancient Hawaiians greeted each other, they would put their foreheads together. They'd open their mouth, take a breath, and exhale together. Of their breaths mixed, this showed a symbol of respect and love. When we look at its meaning, alo, in the presence of, and ha, the breath of life, combining these two, it's about you, creating unity through the presence of life, of people, and the aina. In your various roles serving Hawaii's people, you exude aloha, perhaps prescribing how we are meant to behave towards one another. Our community is much better because of you, Gary. And on behalf of SMP Hawaii, at the State Department of Health Executive Office on Aging, I hope we all learn from your relentless and compassionate advocacy for kupuna as this shared road becomes even more populated. Mahalo piha, Gary. Malama i'oi iho.
We have one more message from the ARC.
Good morning. My name is Marion Park. Mahalo to Mr. Gary for all your support in art in Hawaii.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
Alan, go ahead.
Aloha, Gary. I'm so glad to be able to be here to celebrate your achievements and to celebrate this award for you. You know, listening to everybody, I think that I probably have known you the least amount of time, but you have touched my life in such a way that every time I see you, my heart opens, and you know, I can't help but be blessed by your presence and by your love. Thank you so much for all of the encouragement and support that you've given me. And I'd like to share an image with everybody of you, you know, an image that I hold within myself of you. You're like a diamond, Gary. You know, you're like a diamond, and each of us here who have gathered today to celebrate this achievement are like facets of your diamond. We're etched on the outside of your diamond like reflections of you. We reflect ourselves through you, and you reflect in us. You know, and the interesting thing about diamonds is when you shine light through these facets, have you ever noticed that it gives out rainbows? You know, each of those diamonds give out a rainbow. And for each of us gathered here, you know, your light in conjunction with our own and through these facets on your diamond, you know, we have thousands and thousands of rainbows that come through you and because of you. It's this light that emits out of you, you know, and I really believe in having seen and known this, you know, it's really the light of God that comes through you, Gary. It's this unconditional love which really emits from you out into the world. And your willingness to say yes and to allow that to occur, this energy that comes out through you to all of us, you know, is such a blessing. You are a treasure to us. You are the diamond for our community. You are a deep, deep treasure for us. And I'm just so appreciative, and I want to thank you so much for all that you have done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a blessing in my life, and I just really appreciate you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Alan.
Is there someone else? Okay. There's one more message that was sent to me via email. She wasn't able to join us tonight, but from Geraldine Ching. And she says, Gary has been an outstanding advocate for kupuna throughout his work life. He started at St. Francis Hospice during its formative years. During this time, he was already on several task groups regarding kupuna. No doubt his advocacy and the other interactions confirms that he deserves this recognition. Aloha, Sister Geraldine Ching. So, and I'd like to say a few words about knowing Gary, too. I've known Gary for several years now, and one of my favorite sayings is, still waters run deep. So a lot of you mentioned that Gary seems like he's real quiet and he's deep in thought, but he's got a lot going on inside. So I appreciate everything he's done for me. I feel like he's been a mentor to me. He's pushed me along as in the Hawaii Family Caregiver Coalition. He's taught me a lot, and I really appreciate everything you've done for me. Thank you. So the next thing on the agenda is we're going to show you some certificates that have been sent to us for Gary. This first one is from Josh Green, our governor. On behalf of the people of Hawaii, we are honored to recognize Gary Simon for his outstanding advocacy on behalf of Hawaii's kupuna. Gary has dedicated many years to championing the needs of our senior citizens, leaving a lasting impact on our community. Prior to his retirement in 2019, Gary held significant roles within the St. Francis healthcare system, including Director of Corporate Affairs and Advocacy. He also served as Executive Director of St. Francis Hospice and Program Director for St. Francis Health Services for Senior Citizens. Gary's commitment extended beyond his professional career. He actively contributed to various organizations such as the statewide task force on Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. As the state president of AARP Hawaii and chair of the AARP Hawaii Executive Council. Additionally, he generously volunteered his time on the boards of the ARC in Hawaii, the Hawaii Family Caregiver Coalition, and the Kokua Council. Hawaii is fortunate to have a thriving population of senior citizens thanks to the dedication of individuals like Gary. His compassion ensures that our kupuna receive the care they deserve to live fulfilling lives. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Gary for his invaluable contributions. Mahalo nui loa for all you do. Josh Green.
Thank you, Josh.
The next certificate is from the mayor. Mayor's Award of Recognition for Gary Simon in honor of receiving the 2023 Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society Honorary Award for your outstanding leadership, volunteer service, and contributions to our community, as well as enriching the lives of Hawaii's kupuna. Signed, Rick Blengiardi.
Thank you, Rick.
And last but not least, the Council of the City and County of Honolulu certificate honoring and recognizing Gary Simon for his many contributions to Hawaii's kupuna. Whereas the Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society is a nonprofit organization that promotes the well-being of older adults in Hawaii, offers educational and networking opportunities, resources, and support to caregivers and families, and advocates for policies and programs promoting older adults' health, safety, and dignity. And whereas HPGS proudly honors and recognizes Gary Simon at their seventh annual fundraiser for his exceptional contributions and unwavering commitment to Hawaii's kupuna. And whereas born in Honolulu, Gary is a University of Hawaii at Manoa graduate and was a U.S. Peace Corps volunteer in Sierra Leone, West Africa. And whereas, as the volunteer state president of AARP Hawaii, which boasts a membership of almost 250,000 and a volunteer base of 400 individuals, Gary's passion and expertise have made him a perfect AARP ambassador and spokesperson. And whereas, as the chair of the AARP Hawaii Executive Council, a volunteer leadership committee that helps set AARP's state agenda and programs, Gary has been instrumental in shaping the organization's success. And whereas Gary's extensive experience of more than 30 years serving St. Francis healthcare system is in various capacities, such as Director of Corporate Affairs and Advocacy, Executive Director of St. Francis Hospice, and Program Director for St. Francis Health Services for older Americans in Kupuna, has earned him a stellar reputation as a well-respected asset in the healthcare industry. And whereas Gary is an exemplary leader, serving as president of the Hawaii Family Caregiver Coalition and as a board member of the ARC in Hawaii, as well as his past service on the state of Hawaii's Policy Advisory Board for Elder Affairs, and as a member of the statewide task force on Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. And whereas, in addition to his professional responsibilities and roles, Gary also serves on the Kokua Council Board of Directors and Long-Term Care Task Force for Faith Action, demonstrating his commitment to improving healthcare services. And furthermore, be it resolved, on behalf of the City and County of Honolulu residents, the Honolulu City Council hereby honors and recognizes HPGS's Honoree of the Year, Gary Simon, for his remarkable accomplishments, illustrious career in advocacy, healthcare, and community service, as well as his many contributions to the welfare of Hawaii's kupuna. Further, the Council extends its best wishes for much happiness in the years ahead. Signed by Tommy Waters and a whole bunch of other people.
Thank you, council members. Certificate for Burger King.
So even though those waters are still, everybody sees that they run deep. So Gary, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you to everyone. Listening to these testimonials. It's quite overwhelming. It's makes my synapses melt as well as makes my heart melt too. None of us go into these fields, these endeavors, looking for personal accolades. We all do it because we want what's best for our loved ones, our elders, for us as we age, and we want to create a better world for our young ones, our children. Never would I think that other people have such positive vibes and compliments of me. But nevertheless, I don't do it for these accolades. We don't do it for these accolades. A lot of us have had the great privilege of standing on some of the giants in aging and disability. The namesake of the award, Tony Lenzer. To this day, I still have a voice message on my cell phone from Tony Lenzer because I refuse to erase it. And every once in a while, I'll listen to his message just to keep the fire stoked. But some of these giants in our field, Tony Lenzer, Francine Y, Maurice Sullivan, Bruce McCullough, John Hayakawa, we get the privilege and the honor of standing on their shoulders. They blazed the path for us. They actually made it easier for us. I'm deeply grateful to Kathy White and your colleagues on the HPGS board. Again, never would have expected it, and I don't look out for it. And yes, I try to be that guy in the back of the room, listening to the teacher, and chiming up when I think something is going awry. Thank you from the depths of my heart, my belly. I'll carry with me, and I'll endeavor to give you all justice and make you all proud. We'll keep on fighting the good fight, and although that might be a poor choice of words, we'll fight. We'll continue to press forward and press on for a better world for all of us. So thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Gary. Now, on behalf of HPGS, not only are we honoring you in person, we'd also like to present you with this COA box as a thank you gift for everything you do.
I'm all set. She presented me with an urn.
No, it's not an urn. It's too little.
Yeah. No, it's a lovely box. And it says Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society honors Gary, November 2nd, 2023. But it's a beautiful little box. And I will not put it on eBay. I shall keep it.
I'll bid on it if you do. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, at this point in time, I would like to thank everybody for joining in and helping us celebrate Gary. I'm sorry? Oh, anyway, thank you everybody in the audience that has joined us to celebrate Gary tonight. I was interrupted, excuse me. I also would like to thank Peterson and Cynthia for the technical assistance for putting on this program tonight. I'd like to thank Arcadia for the beautiful setting for this for the show, because it is the stained glass in the background is just fantastic. I'd like to thank the HPGS board for all they do and for helping us celebrate Gary. And I'd also like to invite everybody to join HPGS. If you go on our website at hpgs.org, it's very easy to find the membership link, and it shows you all of the benefits that you get, not only with educational presentations, but other issues, other things that are helpful too. So please join. And we also want to thank everyone that was so generous with their donations for this scholarship fundraiser. It means a lot, and I told you how many we were able to give last year, and we look forward to giving as many next year. So thank you so much for being here. Good night.
Good night.